If you've been a fan of Black Clover for a while, then you would know exactly who Morris is. Morris is one of the most interesting and hyped up characters based on his lots of feats that he has done throughout the series. Morris has been so interesting that every single time a small reference is being made, there is a huge uproar in the community. So this chapter, the latest chapter of Black Clover where it referenced Morris, was one of the most hyped chapters for me. If you saw the live reaction, I actually went crazy when I realized that Xenon was actually talking to Morris. So if you're new to Black Clover or have not been following it as in-depth as other people have, who exactly is Morris? Why are we all hyped about him so much? Well, let's talk about it. Before we begin, guys, this week I was supposed to upload a scripted video based on the Devil Banishers, but I'm not sure how many people would actually be interested in a 20-minute video about the Devil Banishers. So let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in watching something like that, so I can go ahead and do that for next week's video. But for now, if you want more videos like this one, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so that you don't miss out on any one of these videos and live streams when I go live, when I read the chapters of Black Clover and many other manga along with viewers like you. Alright guys. So, introduction of Morris goes all the way back to one of the initial arcs of Black Clover, in the Dungeon Exploration arc, where we meet Mars for the first time. So the mention of Morris is not made here by name, but we are understanding the capabilities of this man and all that he's done early on in this arc. So in chapter 16 of Black Clover, we are first introduced to the backstory of Mars through the understanding of Klaus. While he's fighting Mars along with Mimosa and Yuno, he realizes he had heard rumors about the Diamond Kingdom making mage warriors with artificially amplified magic. He realizes that they choose young children with powerful magic and then put them in a fierce competition, embed magic items in them to enhance their powers, and then in the end make them kill each other. He realizes that Mars was probably the final survivor of this experiment. So later on in a couple of more of those chapters, we are introduced to Mars's backstory, where we get an even more in-depth understanding of what happened in that particular arc. But beyond all of that, the most interesting thing about Morris comes in these chapters. Mars's grimoire, which had been stitched from two different grimoires, is one of the biggest feats that we have ever seen anybody in the Black Clover do. So this was absolutely unexpected, and since then we have not seen anything remotely as amazing as this particular feat. And it was even revealed that Fauna also had a very similar grimoire to Mars. Now what makes this interesting is that you can even theorize that it's not possible for you to stitch a grimoire and then leave another grimoire to die, and grimoires are intertwined to their user's soul. So Morris inadvertently somehow was able to even use the souls of the humans in order to intertwine them. So by this way we can even say that Mars and Fauna are connected by their souls because of Morris. So there's another interesting question there. Are they so attached because of their mutual love for one another, or is it because of Morris's inexplicable experiment where he was able to stitch the grimoires together, where they are forced now, without their own understanding, to be connected to each other, and what they're mistaking that connection for is some kind of romance? So that is a very interesting thing to think about. But beyond that, Morris is the closest we have ever gotten to actually understanding what grimoires are in the Black Clover universe. We have had so many speculations. We have no idea what grimoires actually are. Julius's grimoire is so different. What is a 5-leaf clover grimoire? How does that even, how does that make sense with the sense of grimoires for other kingdoms? Like, clearly Clover Kingdom has its own Clover grimoire, so what about the Diamond Kingdom? Does it have a similar one? Although you can even say that when Zagrid says he has a pitch black grimoire and not a 5-leaf clover grimoire, that it only needs to become a 5-leaf clover for the Clover Kingdom, and the rest just get pitch black grimoires. Well, that is just speculation. So let's move on to the next time that Morris is referred to. In one of the arcs of Black Clover, where the Diamond Kingdom invades the Clover Kingdom's very small remote village, where William and the rest of the Golden Dawn are there, and Yami goes to confront William about him being the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, we get Lotus once more. So Lotus has been a very, very constant character throughout the beginning of the series with regards to the Diamond Kingdom, and it is very important how he shows up in this latest chapter alongside Morris. Now, we understand Lotus as somebody who would do everything for his family, and everything that he's doing, all the bad things that he's doing, he does it for his family. This has been confirmed earlier on. So we have to understand that everything that he's done for Morris, even though morally it probably goes against his code, it is only being done for fear of losing his family. So very clearly he's a good guy, right? So why would he still be doing this if Morris had taken over the kingdom of the Diamond Kingdom, as we now understand in the latest chapter of Black Clover, and when it was spoken of at the end of the Witch Forest arc, where Mars decided that he was going to take over the Diamond Kingdom from Morris. So it's possible that Lotus is only joining hands with Morris because Morris probably has Lotus's family under some kind of surveillance, or he has kidnapped them and is holding them at gunpoint, or something similar in the Black Clover universe. And it is very possible that Lotus probably switches sides at the end of the day and is extremely helpful for the protagonist this time, because we have already introduced him to Asta and Yuno and the likes of Yami, so he understands exactly what kind of people they are, at least for Asta and Yuno, not so much for Yami and, well, not even Yuno, I guess. Well, this is what you guys have to deal with when it's an unscripted video. But anyway, Lotus goes back and reports to a shadowy figure who we now understand is Morris. What does he report? He reports something very, very interesting, and something that debunks a lot of theories that all of us had towards the beginning of the arc. He goes and reports to Morris about the existence of dark magic and world tree magic, and of course the spirit that Yuno possesses, which is very interesting because he's used a couple of those informations, like the dark magic and the world tree magic, for this arc. So what is he going to do with the information about the wind spirit? Is it just another piece of information that Tabata included to throw us off the scent of the dark magic and world tree magic, or is it something more? That we will have to wait and see. But now, if you notice, I was talking about dark magic and world tree magic, and what is required for the Cliff House to open up? Dark magic and world tree magic. And from the understanding that we get of the Dark Triad, does Dante really look like somebody who would go and research something? Not really. No, we understand that Morris is somebody who would definitely do that, and there is a reason why the Spade Kingdom started moving very, very recently, and from my understanding, it only started moving very recently because of Morris actually going there and starting preparations, and this gives us another reason as to why Spade Kingdom had not been such a powerhouse so far, and Diamond Kingdom was a kingdom against which that Clover Kingdom was fighting so far. It was all because of Morris. So you understand that Morris had an extensive hand in dealing a large blow to the Clover Kingdom. Now, we don't know if this is because he has a vendetta against the Clover Kingdom, or if he's just doing his experiments and that kingdom for which he's working is just actively against the Clover Kingdom at one point. So after this, the next time we hear anything from Morris is when Tabata, I feel like, properly got a hold of exactly what he wanted to do with the character. So in the Witch Forest arc, we even get a glimpse of what his design looks like. So we get an understanding as to the proper suffering that Fauna had went through. So it says, since then, in order to make amends to Fauna while out on a cruel mission, I've been stealthily saving lives. Morris currently controls the Diamond Kingdom from the shadows. It isn't the country that Fauna loved. So we get even more insight about Morris's hold over the Diamond Kingdom during Morris's conversation. And early on, like I said before, we got information and we got introduced to the flying generals, the new generals of the Diamond Kingdom, and that is when Mars was looking at Morris with a very definite kind of look, where it seemed as if he was going to do something in order to save the Diamond Kingdom from the clutches of Morris. And in the latest chapter, it is revealed to us that Mars got Morris banished from the Diamond Kingdom. So this has very clearly been in the works for Mars and for Tabata mainly for a long ass time. So this is that plot point finally coming to fruition. So that's what we know about Morris so far. So let's talk about what he's done post the time skip. So that was all the information that should tell you why we understood, the entire community felt of Morris as a legend in the entire Black Clover universe. So for the latest post-time skip chapters, we got introduced to something called the Candelo, which is able to steal the magic of anybody that is inside there. So they were like pretty much like guinea pigs, or rather like rats that were running around in their circle to provide energy for the Candelo to be able to move across the strong magic region. So we can understand that Candelo is probably just an experiment of Morris, and he probably has even more things that are in line to probably help with whatever is happening. And so, like I said before, Morris has been in charge of the Spade Kingdom's progression with regards to attack, and it can be easily understood that the assault on the Diamond Kingdom was probably acted on because of Morris and Morris's insights, and probably of course Lotus as well. But I'm pretty sure that Lotus was not able to give off that information willingly, but Morris probably gave it to the Spade Kingdom so that they could test something maybe. And it is also understood by us that Xenon got his devil very recently, right? Right before the time skip. So it is very possible that when Morris joined, he was able to give Xenon a different devil as well. So this gives us even more further crazy theories that you can make, because Morris is the one that's trying to get out the first cliff out the devil, and Dante has only been able to move because of Morris. So again guys, Morris is the key to so many things, and the most important part is, even if at the end of it the Clover Kingdom comes out on top, I don't think that Morris is going to be one of the people who are going to get defeated, because I feel like Tabata is just so enamored by the character of Morris, because even Fonzel and all the Diamond Kingdom characters, they were introduced for a larger story plot point, which is probably very much linked to Morris moving forward. So those are my thoughts on Morris, guys. So before we end off the video, like I said before, I have been working on a Devil Banishers arc video where I analyze the hell out of everything that happened in that arc. It's an amazing arc. Of course it's flawed, but there's a lot of things to talk about and break down with regards to that arc. But at the same time, I don't know how many of you will be interested in an analysis video that I'll be making about a arc that ended so long ago, and that is also anime original only. So please let me know down in the comments below if you will be interested to see something like that, so I can upload that for next week's video. And if you have not noticed already, I'm trying to upload videos every Wednesday, and of course we have our live reactions on the day that the chapter drops. So apart from this guys, if you want me to cover anything else other than Jujutsu Kaisen manga, which I'm not going to be reading because I'm an anime only for Jujutsu Kaisen, that is amazing. I'll probably make a video on that when we hit 12 episodes for Jujutsu Kaisen. But other than that guys, let me know what you want to see from this channel. But with that said guys, my name is Buzzer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more Black Clover content, and turn on notifications for even more videos dropped straight into your notification box. Alright guys.